Welcome back to Our Senate Culture. I am Matt.
Jason.
Jade.
Black Friday is upon us. That means it is Bourbon County Stout season, and we are going to give you a sneak peek of what to expect from Goose Island. Proprietors Day, that's what it's called, just Prop Day, in at Goose Island in Chicago is a well-celebrated event. And our buddy Jason was, I feel like every time we get something, it's always.
I was waving at the camera. There's a camera there. I'm waving at the camera.
Jason gets the fucking leg up on everything. So he got in on Prop Day, went up to Chicago.
And I'm not that flexible to get a leg up. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm really not.
But when they offer him something, he'll get that leg up. You know, he's offering too. But he was able to get the prop package, and we got some very delicious bottles from Goose Island.
Well, you don't know they're delicious. You know how them.
I'm sure, yeah. Of course not. Yeah, they're gonna be gross. Yeah, but we got three different bottles.
Two of the same prop.
Yeah, and there's multiple offerings this year, but we got two of the proprietors. We got one of the 30th anniversary and one of the barley wine, which I am really excited about.
Yep.
But Jason, tell us, give us a little background on what to expect here.
So first off, I actually lost on this one. So how you did the prop day, how do you get tickets is you actually have to register. So like through, I think it's Osner. I used to call it Osnar, whatever. But anyway, I registered, and you can get either a single ticket or a double. So take a guess. I lost.
Right.
Our friend Jesse over there, who's off camera, actually won, and so graciously let me attend with him. So we each got an allotment, plus we got to attend the event.
That's pretty awesome, man.
It was awesome. So the bottles that we have today are two of the proprietors, two of the prop is what everybody calls them. That's Chicago only release. Can't get those anywhere else. You can, but you have to get them from Chicago, somebody to send them to you.
Right.
Then we got the 30th anniversary stout and the 2-year reserve barley wine, which everybody's pretty excited about, but FOBAB, so Festival of Barrel Aged Beers in Chicago, happened 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And the early reports from the barley wine of that were that it was not good.
Not good or like not as good?
Huge letdown.
Okay.
If you remember how good barley wine used to be? The 12-ounce
generally
formats.
Speaking, or
no, Goose Island, like Bourbon County barley wine.
I love barley wine in general.
Probably some of the best barley wine you could get at the time was from Bourbon County, and then they had that 2015 infection issue when they switched to the different bottles, and then they quit doing it for a little bit. They tried to do like a King Henry version 2. Right. That shit got scrapped. It was infected, I heard.
King Henry is a barley wine that Goose Island put out in
Pappy 23 barrels that were aged rare.
And this was like 10 years ago, and it was like the best you could get. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, 2011, so actually 11 years ago. But
we actually got multiple bottles from a what was that place called? The Pub.
Yeah, that's over off of Nichols Shore Road.
Yeah, they went out of business. This is a chain, and they had like 4 bottles, and me and Drew were sitting down, and they were like, brought a bottle out, a 22-ounce bottle of King Henry. Like, it's pretty good. We'll take all of them. And they go, okay, here you go. Yeah.
Probably tickled to death to get rid of
them. They probably were at that point. They're charging 20% over, and we're like, oh, hell. I wasn't with them then, but I would have been.
Oh, yeah, man.
So anyway, I was super excited about this barley wine, but then I saw the reports from FOBAB and had some friends that went there, and all the reviews were less than stellar.
Right.
And I think that though was just the circumstance because it was too cold.
Yep.
It could be.
Well, and on that point, Jade, so me and Matt went to FOBAB last year, and that's something I would say then too. I loved the 14, which is a clone of Prop 14 they did last year.
Right.
When that went into bottles, I didn't think it was that good. I think you tried some too. Yeah. It was coconut, cassia bark, something like that.
And I think anybody that's into beer understands that there can be a disparity between draft and bottle version of the same beer. Yeah. And it's common knowledge.
We actually experienced it, so
we did. We'll talk about that when we get into this. So let's go ahead and open this box up.
So in addition to the prop, the 30th anniversary, and the 2-year barley wine, they also have the regular Bourbon County Stout, which was aged in a blend of barrels from Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace. They're also doing a coffee, which coffee is always a fan favorite of everybody. They're using Intelligentsia this time, which they haven't since 2017, and they're out of Chicago too, right?
They are. They're actually right next door to where Goose started there. I guess it was on Fulton Street.
Yeah. They did a biscotti version. It's supposed to be like biscotti, little biscotti cakes. And then a Sir Isaac's version, which I was kind of hoping you wouldn't get because I was afraid it was going to be garbage. But it's a fig.
Fig
They
Newton.
do like
Fig Newton.
cookies, yeah.
Honestly, so we'll save our talk. So me and Jade actually got to go try a lot of these at Prop Day. Yeah. So the big surprise for me there is one of these beers here.
Good.
Actually, two surprises. So there's two surprises in this bunch. So if you hear something in the background shaking, we actually have our own bartender today.
Our good buddy Drew that did the Louder Than Life episode with us. He's our I'm trying to think of a formal word for a fucking bartender. I can't think of one, but yeah, but so
I'm just handing you all the garbage, Matt.
The 30th anniversary, the barley wine, the proprietors is based on a drink called the Jungle Bird Cocktail. The Jungle Bird Cocktail.
Save it. Let's go to that one last.
Huh? Well, I'm just telling him what he's doing.
Whatever.
The Jungle Bird Cocktail is comprised of rum, pineapple, lime, and Campari, which is an herbal liqueur. And then the brewer actually incorporated banana and coconut. Coconut is always the one that they kind of include with proprietors. So
I thought they've included almost every year at some point.
Yeah, so we're making some Jungle Bird cocktails to go along with our prop sample once we get it. And our garçon over here is going to muddle some fucking bananas in our drinks somehow. We don't have a muddler, so we're using a melon baller because it's kind of like shaped like half of a muddler.
We're doing a Kentucky release only prop.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So our buddy Jay's here with us, and he's done some research. He's trying to help us out a little bit. So he's going to get a talk right now. So Jay, tell us about this 30th anniversary Bourbon County.
Okay, yeah. So I was fortunate enough to go with Jason and my brother Jesse up to Prop Day. Had a huge time, great weekend there in Chicago. So the 30th, it was actually based off Gregory Hall and Baker Knoll, so Jim Beam.
Right.
And they used the barrels from Jim Beam, but only certain barrels. They were the small batch bourbon collection barrels.
Right on.
And that was for 30 years. It's also Goose Island, Bourbon County, 30 years. So that's how the name come about.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. You know, and looking at this too, it comes with a little neck tag on it. And I remember seeing this at Prop Day, but I think at this point, let me tell you about this little story. So Prop Day went off pretty much without a hitch. Goose Island's had a lot of practice with this, but there was a bunch of porta potties there. No line. But there was one dude that was trying to walk to the porta potty the first of the session, like session just started. He has a backpack on with his box of Prop Day stuff.
And it's like bungee cord on. Yeah. I don't even think it was down in it. Like he was.
It's barely hanging in the backpack. The dude
he's like walking and it's just like jostling, like swaying.
No.
He's walking.
Okay.
So he can't find his center of gravity.
He's doing the worm, standing up.
The backwards lean.
Did he like pregame?
I assume. I assume he did.
So this guy's probably trash.
Dude fell down twice.
Oh my god.
Fell out of the porta potty. Then the cops came. There's like 6 cops. And I'm thinking, there's a lot of cops there at Prop Day, but I'm thinking, this guy's getting arrested.
So what we do is we post up across the street and it's like, let's just watch what happens.
But we got a support of the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, he's sitting there watching. And then the best part of it was EMT has a wheelchair and like has a wheelchair for the guy pushing it, and they're like, sir, you need to sit down. He found a light pole or a sign.
He waves them off
and put his back up against it and just slid down the pole.
Oh my god.
And he's just like
so then the cops were actually very nice. Kudos to the Chicago PD because they were laughing a little bit like, hey man, you need to call somebody.
Yeah.
So he called. They couldn't even use the damn phone. I think they had to dial somebody for this guy. Shit. I'm like, holy shit. But anyway.
So if you're watching this, shout out to you, man. I hope you had a great day.
So this one actually has a neck tag. It tells you the percentage blend. So 36% of the bourbon barrel aged stout used in this came from Booker's, and then 33% came from Knob Creek. 17% from Basil Hayden, and 14% from Baker. So all Jim Beam products that they aged the bourbon barrel Bourbon County Stout in. So I will pass that around. All right, so we've had a lot of reserves. I feel like they've done reserves for the past 5 years. They've done the Elijah Craig. They've done the Weller Special Reserve a couple years back. Did the Old Forester Birthday. They did some other Blanton's.
Yeah.
They've done quite a few. Plus, they've done Knob Creek, maybe 2 different Knob Creeks. So, generally, what the reserve is in my mind, it's a more in-depth version or extended age version of the regular stout.
Right.
Yeah,
And they-
just like richness, just like
Yeah.
more bold flavors.
And they're a little bit more particular with the barrels they go into.
Correct.
But as far as profile goes, this is going to be closest to the regular
Yes.
than anything that we try.
So on the nose, for me, what I'm getting is that classic bourbon County brand barrel aged stout flavor. That's a lot of damn words. Anyway, and I think who does this close as well is Voodoo out of Pennsylvania. But
Yeah.
it's that dark fruit, rich, dark, chocolatey kind of note.
It's a very old school kind
Correct.
of profile, like anybody that's been drinking beer for a long time. Back when stouts used to not have cake in it, but like they were named after cakes, they were just like tried to emulate it. That has that kind of like profile.
So anything else on the nose you are getting, Jay? Anything there?
I think you the dark fruit like a prune,
Yeah.
something like that. Just
Yeah.
super. I don't know. I feel like Bourbon County has their own profile,
They do.
and which
They do.
which is what I like. That's what I'm looking for in a barrel aged stout.
Yeah, and it's great because they've kind of withstood the test of time. So like this becomes the comparison with which to compare, the other ones that are similar to this. So
Totally
you get that
agree.
kind of nose, you get that kind of profile. You're like, oh, that's kind of got like a Bourbon County thing. So it tastes more or less
Yeah.
traditional from what we expect.
So while we're enjoying this, let's do a little trivia. So, what year was the first Bourbon County Brand Stout made in? Anybody know?
I'm gonna go 2006.
Okay, Jay, you got a guess?
Zero idea.
Okay, so I wouldn't have guessed this one either. 1992.
What?
That's why it's 30th year anniversary.
God damn it. Another
So-
fucking trick question. Get off the fucking show. You're done. Son of a bitch. Make us look dumb. I fucking hate you.
You're welcome. But that was like draft only, I guess, and it was actually made to celebrate their 1,000th batch of beer back
Really?
in '92. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. So, from that, what year was the first time it was released in bottles?
2006.
I like this answer. I like Jay, you got an answer.
1992.
92, that's close. That was draft only. So
Yeah.
2005, 1 year.
Okay.
front.
See, I actually remember the oldest I remember the bottles was 2006, and it was the 12-ounce bottles, and they had like that kind of script writing. It was like a
White.
white label. Yeah, that's
It's
as
white.
far back as I remember.
Yep.
White.
You gotta draw it out a little bit.
I remember.
But we know what's cool this year? They're actually bringing that shit back.
Oh no
this
way!
year's
Hell
Bourbon
yeah!
County 12-ounce bottles that I've seen, the
an
white
homage.
label with those little stars on it or whatever. So I'm very excited to see
Right
those.
on. Okay, good deal. That's
So
good.
tasty notes on this one. What are y'all getting?
I forgot. Hold on. I've just been
You're
drinking.
good. You're good.
I'm getting some, like,
intrigued you by the
chocolate.
trivia.
I'm getting some chocolate. I'm getting some barrel aged. Just that I'm still getting the dark fruit. And like I said, I feel like you can tell this is a Bourbon County profile.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm getting some of that. Actually, just everything Jade said.
Ditto.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of alcohol. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more booze than I'm used to in a Bourbon County. I don't feel like that is related to the actual alcohol in it. I think maybe it's coming from the barrels that they used. But it's very enjoyable. Like, what I enjoy about this is that it is almost akin to a bourbon experience, which
Yeah, I agree.
I would hope that's what they want to go for.
Yeah, so when we went there, I mean, I was talking to Jade earlier today, when you walk down, I think it was Fulton Street is where we were, but anyway, wherever the event was held, the entire left side across from the brewery, or across from the tap room, is a block size warehouse.
Yeah.
It's just freaking barrels.
Yeah.
Like, it's just barrels, and that's not even all they've got. So
Right.
their barrel program's extensive. Now,
Right.
the one thing I'll say about this, ditto, like what you all said with the flavors and stuff, but we tried this pretty much side by side with the regular. I think we'd all agree, but it wasn't that much different.
Yeah.
Of course, it's colder.
But
you know?
again, for perspective, it was 30 degrees out. The wind was blowing.
Okay.
They were pouring it. We had gloves on, boggins on,
Yep.
beanies, whatever.
You can't let it warm because it just
Yeah.
it just stays.
We
cold.
tried.
At one point, Jason took his gloves off
Yeah.
and was like holding it just to
then my
warm it
hands
up
just
just a
froze.
little bit.
Yeah,
But like,
that's called sacrifice right
Yeah.
there.
I
It's
got
like
frostbite, but
your fucking fingers turn blue.
Mr.
Hey, but the
Deeds,
beer's warming
He's
up.
got a bad foot now.
They have like an amputation booth over there for everybody trying to warm their beer.
Shots like from diabetes.
There's like a fucking pile of fingers.
On that day, I would love to open them side by side now, obviously, but couldn't really tell that much difference.
Well, I think we'll get to. I think we'll be able to get some on Black Friday, hopefully, of this one. So, go ahead. So we just finished up the 30th anniversary one, and we're talking about price. Is it worth it or not? So you can keep that one over there if you don't mind. It's good. So it's hard to determine the price on these right now. From what I can tell, retail wise, probably $40. So I think it's hard to judge it unless you have the regular with it. But let's say the regular is 15-ish, and this one's 40. What would you think at retail for $40 on this one, Jade?
I still think it's a buy. Right?
Did you all have the regular when you were at the prop day?
Yeah, we
okay.
did.
So you kind of know. Again, it was cold, but
right.
like okay.
Yeah, it was cold, and we had been drinking since like 11 that day, and it was 5.
Which is also what we've been doing today.
10:45.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like any of the special releases, especially for beer nerds, you're obviously going to buy it for 40. Again, that's just my opinion, just to have and to share.
Right.
But I still don't think it's 2.5 times better than the original.
That's where I'm at with it. So what do you think with 40 on this one retail?
I agree. I think this is one of those things where getting one is nice to nice to have. That just say like I can tick it, but I don't think I go out of my way to get multiple.
I usually go pretty hard on Black Friday, and most of that is to send to my beer group. But with this one here, I mean, I might buy 1 or 2 for myself, but I don't think it's head and shoulders above the regular.
Right.
It's 10% better than regular, not that much more. So,
and that makes sense.
Anyway, all right, on to the next one. So this one is one I think we're all excited for, and me and Jade's had it. We will not say our reviews before.
Okay.
This is the barley wine. So it is the 2-year barley wine reserve. And on this one, it's the first time they've done it since 2018. So they've had barley wine since then, but they've been like coffee barley wine or the wheat wine kind of things.
Yeah.
So this one is in Old Fitz barrels, hence the Old Fitz label. It is the 14, 16, and 17-year-old versions. So Old Fitz releases those in those nice decanters, the 100 proof, bald and bond. So it was those barrels, and they blended to make this. So let's see it. Jade, you got anything else on this one? Any notes on your end?
That's basically just all what I had. We couldn't really find a barrel number, how many Old Fitz barrels they had, or this, that, or the other, but super excited to try this one.
You all...
Again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, Matt, you can have that.
God, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'll take your...
I'm trying to help you with
garbage, and I'll put it over in the solid garbage you keep giving me.
The cool thing about this one, it wasn't... So there's Prop Day's big. I mean, just overall, it's pretty large area. So they had this at one end of the event, and then at the other end of the event, this is when the football throw. Remember that?
Yeah.
So they have this little booth you can go up to, and Heaven Hill actually. Yeah, I'm gonna tell about that, Jake. So the Heaven Hill had this little booth you can go up to and throw a football. If you make the football in a target, you get a pour. The pour was Old Fitz 14-year-old from the decanter. Like they'll pour it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so you throw in, if you got the football in,
okay, that's kind of cool.
Bourbon.
So
but it was like free to try.
Free try.
Okay.
So me, Jesse, and Jade. So I never played football more like a week. Jade played in college.
Yeah.
And what position did you play a lot of, Jade?
Well, in high school, I played quarterback.
So,
in college, I played defense.
So, Matt, quarterback. What does a quarterback do, Matt?
Quarterback throws the ball.
Okay, I missed it 3 times, and Jason threw the son of a bitch in.
Did you really? No shit.
And he got the pour.
Oh my god!
I kept telling the guys, "Hey, I got a pea coat on. It's 30 degrees out. I can't even move my arm."
Oh, those goddamn pea coats, dude!
Those get you, man.
I remember in college when I was playing quarterback and I went on the field with a pea coat.
Yeah.
And like fucking every pass, dude,
it
it
was
just
Tom
like
Brady.
Yeah, it was like so hard, dude.
Touchdown.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Wait.
Jason talked so much shit, and obviously he still
that's what he
is.
does.
So,
I'm going to forever, actually. But, I don't even think Jade wanted a taste of the pour I got.
No,
So,
he was
You
like,
offered it
"Want
to
some
him?"
of this?" I was like, "No."
He like swatted
He's
out
like,
his
hell
hand.
no, hell no.
Yeah, he smashed it on the ground.
They also gave me this nice little portable, it was, what was it, Larceny, like a portable shot cup. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah,
it's like a
like
little metal
folds up.
thing. Yeah.
Like
So-
telescopes out.
Very cool event. And then this one here, we got to try again. This had a lot of hate from Fobab, and some of the people I know, rated this one as one of the worst, or like lower down the.
That's crazy. Well,
I agree.
We'll see. Hopefully, we talk about how there is a disparity sometimes between draft and bottle pour. So I'm going to sit here.
But I think they were actually pouring them from the bottles.
I think they were
the barley
on,
wine.
I think they were on both. I think you're right, Jay. I think barley wine and the 30th anniversary were bottle pours.
Because they had cases back there, and then they would just crack the bottle. But again, it was 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Like the coffee was they'd pour it from a tap in a pitcher and then pour it out. The Sir Isaac's was from the same thing.
The originals were like in those little
just
like Listerine mouthwash.
Yeah.
Right.
Cups,
yeah.
Yep.
I'm cupping this like a baby. I'm going to try to get it to the temperature of my balls.
So,
That's how you know it's good.
So, talking a little bit about value on this one. So, I'm assuming this one's probably going to be $40 retail too. Hearing some things here in Kentucky, you would think, based on the several, like most recent years past, we would get quite a few of these. From what I'm seeing, we're getting none in Lexington area. So I'm a little worried. Secondary on this right now is about $75, $80 a bottle. I'm kind of thinking it might be a good time to go ahead and get some of those, because I do not see many of these making it to district.
And I also seen like DC's not getting them, Florida's not getting them. A lot of places that normally would get some of the bigger Bourbon County, a lot of people are complaining that they're not getting them. Whether they have them, whether me and Jason drank them all at prop day.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I think they just give them, though, they give them the people that make the football through.
Yeah.
So you probably didn't get it.
I didn't hear that.
It's fine.
That's a lie.
Wait, so did you get it like on your first try?
Oh, yeah. No, that was like the third. But,
Okay, but still.
Oh, I was so mad. I was like, no, I'm getting back in line. Like, we were waiting in line.
Oh, we
I was like, I'm
went
throwing this
through.
football.
Each of us went through twice.
Yeah.
and I hit on my second one.
Oh,
So,
that's hilarious. Okay.
yeah, I played quarterback 0 amount of time in high school or college. So.
I played quarterback in Madden.
Yeah, and he
I did too.
he come back with
the
the pour, and he was
PlayStation.
like, do you want some of it? I was like, no.
No,
Like,
get the
keep your
fuck
own
outta here.
damn
And then he
pour.
did take one.
You're like, I'm going to get mine.
So smell of this one, I think it's, for me, it's a typical barley wine notes, kind of dark fruit again, just in the barley wine flavor.
It's a little sharp
Rich.
on the nose.
It is
I
a little
feel like there's
sharp.
Something a little sharp on the nose.
It is a little sharp. It's a little cold right now too.
Yeah.
I do think when you're drinking these big barrel aged stouts, big barrel aged barley wines, I think closer to room temperature. A lot of them will even have it on the box or the bottle saying
Right.
serve usually like 55 degrees, somewhere around there. This one's
Yeah.
probably, what do you think, 35, 40?
It's actually surprisingly cold.
Yeah, it was just in the garage, and that's been sitting
Really?
here for been
Okay.
sitting here for a while
Okay.
too. So, I think this is honestly probably one of the most exciting releases that I've remembered from Goose Island, probably since. I'm trying to think when the last I really got excited about. Maybe the first reserve they did in 2015ish, or rare.
Okay.
They redid rare.
Right.
We did get to try that rare 2015 on draft as well there. So. It's kind of like the reserve for me. I mean, it's
Not the original, like the remake.
so they've redone rare. So
Right,
you've
right,
done 2010, 2015,
Yeah.
and the 2015 rare was like, it's 15-ounce bottles. It's okay.
Yeah.
$100 a bottle though. It ain't
Jesus,
working.
no.
So for this one here, what flavors you guys picking out?
I'm surprisingly getting more cola notes than I want.
Okay.
I really want to root for this beer, and I'm trying to. I'm not saying it's bad. I don't want to. I'm trying to preface it, but
Be honest. You're not going to offend me.
it almost tastes like a blend of a Bourbon County Stout and a barley wine. And I understand. I mean, you can look at the color and you can tell it's not a stout, but the flavor profile. I feel like I'm getting some Bourbon County Stout. A lot of Bourbon County Stout notes out of it.
It's exactly what I was thinking a minute ago too. When I
Which-
said the dark fruit notes, I feel like
Yeah.
it's more of that. I mean, usually when you think barley wine from Goose, I think a little bit of dark fruit with that caramel.
Yes, I want it to be velvety smooth. I want it to have like a lot
I'll
of.
be honest. I feel like it's almost like a diet flat cherry Coke.
Okay, see, I can get
like
that.
Some
I can
like
get
a
that.
carb that like it's too carby, boozy
Right.
kind of, but it's
Yeah.
still like it's sweet.
I don't want to hate on it. It is not quite as good as I was hoping. I will. This is something I will still drink What I'm curious about is to see where the price goes with this. What did you say retail was for this?
So we're guessing at retail. So with the prop day ticket was $180 total.
Right,
so you
right.
got these 4 beers, plus you got tickets to the event, plus a
Okay.
glass. So, I mean, breaking it down, you're probably 40 a beer at that point. But
Okay.
I think what I would assume, $50 for prop, maybe 40. These are definitely $39.99 is my guess.
Right.
Like this one and the reserve. You'll see some stores upcharged. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd do another, like, I'd love to try it. I paid $40 for one to try it. It's pretty good. I'm not sure if I was there, I'd be hating on it. But again, when you're in the moment, like, maybe it's just, if it is a letdown, there's that whole, like, mob mentality where, like, fuck this beer. It's
Like,
not
I think
what
it's
we
all
expected.
circling back. Like, I was super excited about it when I had it. Thought it was great.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I don't know if I have an unrealistic expectation because I thought it was so good.
Right.
But right now, it just isn't. It isn't doing it for me, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I think, from the FOBAB people saying this wasn't very good, I think this is what they were experiencing. When we
Yeah.
had it at prop day, I felt like, whoa, they're wrong. Having another bottle now, I'm like, oh, maybe it's kind of in between. I don't think
Yeah.
it's awful. I think for me, it's like I'd buy a couple,
Yeah.
but I don't think this can age very well.
Yeah.
I'd like to have it a little bit warmer, and I'll probably do that, but I'm not sure I'm going to run out and jump on this one. Now, rating-wise, this one's the highest of this year's. It's a 4.57, but, comparing that to years past, the really good ones,
Yeah.
it's kind of low, like, for some of their stuff.
I guess that's
4.7.
That's still really
4.5, it's like 4.5.
Previously,
Oh, yeah,
probably around
4.7.
4.7,
Yeah.
4.8. I mean,
4.5 is still really fucking high.
yeah.
It is. I think, we're talking about untapped ratings, so it's a scale of 0 to 5, and it, quarter points pretty much. But, for Goose Island, some breweries just average higher. It's
Yeah.
like a side project stout. Shit's a 4.6 plus. I mean, it just is. Goose Island's a 4.5 plus on most of their things and don't have weird shit in them. So
I feel like this is a solid 4+. I'd like be between 4 and 4.25.
and looking back at my ratings from Prop Day, this was probably my favorite.
Really?
This one was my favorite. That and we actually got to try a Weller barrel like from 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, and it wasn't the Weller that they actually released. This
It was
was
only
a
on
2-year
draft.
extended one. So
Okay.
kind of how this is extended barrel aged, but just in those Weller barrels. So
So far we've had the 30th anniversary. We've had this 2-year barley wine. The thing is, between the two, in the 30th anniversary stout, it was very close to the original. We all kind of unanimously agreed.
Yep.
I would almost prefer these are two different beverages,
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
different styles of
Yeah.
beer. I would actually prefer the 30th anniversary over this because this kind of tastes like the stout.
Yeah.
And if I wanted a barley wine,
Yeah.
I'm not really I'm not scratching the itch with this one.
Again, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of disappointed right now because
I am too.
we
I am too.
heard everyone say, "Oh, it's not that great." Jason and I and Jesse had it at prop
Yeah.
day. We was like, "Man, this is the best one here." Super excited to open it today. I'm glad Jason shared.
Yeah.
But it's just not living up to that expectation I
I think
had
it
in my
also
head.
goes to expectations, though. So it's an under promise, over deliver, right? So when
Yeah.
we first had it, we were not expecting much based on reviews. We were
Right.
very pleasantly surprised.
Right,
Now
yeah.
I have it again. I'm like, hot damn, it's going to be great. Maybe a little
Yeah.
less. So
Yeah.
I think it's probably in the middle. I would definitely recommend buying one at probably 40, maybe 2 bottles, one to age, but I'm
Put
not
back,
going
yeah.
out and buying a case.
Are
So,
they still pasteurizing these? Do we know?
Yeah, to my knowledge, everything's pasteurized since 2016 on.
Okay.
Because they had all those issues. They never found out, to my knowledge, whether it was in the bottling line, the lines themselves, or what, the beer.
Right,
they don't
right.
know what happened.
Okay.
So
All right, last but not least, we have the 2022 Proprietors Bourbon County Stout here. This one, I think, is going to be polarizing because of the direction they went. So Proprietors typically incorporates coconut to some degree with their stout. This one, as we said earlier, they're modeling it after a cocktail drink called the Jungle Bird, which includes rum, Campari, which is an herbal liqueur, pineapple juice, lime juice, and
banana.
Yeah, well, the brewer
Banners.
was like, "Oh, we're gonna do that, and then put some banana coconut in it, so like make it pop." I'm like, "Okay." So our buddy Drew is bartending over here, and we got some prepaid setups over here. We didn't really, beyond getting a banana liqueur included in this, we were gonna make the cocktail drink that should be the equivalent to the stout, and so we muddled some fucking banana in here with a melon baller, which was genius. It worked, I guess, but it kind of looks like vomit in here. But once we pour everything else in there,
Yummy.
yeah. Once we pour everything else in there, it should still taste like
we saw
vomit.
that at prop day. I'm pretty sure.
Very possible. So
Lean back.
yeah, we're gonna open this prop and see how this goes here.
So prop, Chicago only. First thing, the colors there are the Chicago, I guess, flag. You see it everywhere. So maybe it's Illinois. Hell, I don't know. The blue, red, and white. So this one rates kind of. It's a 4.41, so it's lower on the
All things considered.
yeah on the untapped scale for Bourbon County. But I will say, well, I'm gonna wait. We'll try it first.
So you won't say.
It sounds awful. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say that first. It sounds atrocious.
They've never used pineapple in, well, I want to say in a prop, but have they ever used pineapple in any stout?
That's a good question. Not to my knowledge. I mean, they've probably done some like draft only something.
Right.
I also think you should be kicked right in the nuts for putting fruit in stouts for the most part. But
So you say that, but they've done like the backyard Bourbon County stouts.
backyard cherry
I actually
rye.
enjoyed those.
That was very good. And then there's been some exceptions to the rule. I'm not just hating on Goose Island. I'm saying in general though, don't put fruit.
Is it almost like a pizza debate? Like pineapple should
I
or
like
shouldn't go
pineapple
on
on pizza.
pizza?
I actually do too.
Yeah, we'll fight you over that. And we'll throw a football.
2-on-1. Oh, yeah,
throw
throw a football.
Do we want to do like the cocktail side by side or?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We got a garçon over there waiting on us. So.
Drew, are you ready, sir? We got our muddled bananas in ice.
Pour it up. Pour it up. Oh, damn. Here we go. Here we go.
He's shaking it
Are
up.
we have to tip?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jason's got my
the
tip.
Matt's got just the tip.
I'm going to give you just the tip. Oh, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, okay. It's like vomit. The stuff they cleaned it up in at school.
So you can see it on, if you're watching, it's got like a bright pinkish hue with like.
It's like Hawaiian punchish.
Yeah, with just like a little bit of like gross looking banana inside.
I'm excited to try it too. So I'm going to smell both and see how the.
I'm going to try to mix some.
Matt's using a built-in stir there.
My
Pointer
stir.
finger.
Yeah.
All right, so.
All right, I'm going to start with the stout.
Okay, that's brave. So what's the first thing you get on the nose with the stout?
I get tons of sweetness. Not necessarily I can pick out. I get banana.
Banana. I pick
On
out
it,
banana
yeah.
for me. Do you pick out anything on the nose?
So I wasn't sure if I got banana, but I wasn't sure if it was like emanating from the glasses we had here or from the actual drink. But yes, I get banana.
So on the nose for me,
But I'm getting that pineapple
Jake
out of there
said,
too.
I get pineapple on the taste, but I don't know that I pick it out on the nose. The nose is definitely banana, dark.
I
fruit.
think I am getting some pineapple on the nose. Yeah.
It's definitely sweet. Taste wise, what are you guys getting on that one?
Oh, I'm getting tons of pineapple.
I'm gonna let you all start.
It's almost like
Yeah.
a concentrated pineapple juice, in my opinion, with
Yeah.
a little booze, maybe some chocolate. I'll go in for the second one.
So this one has banana, coconut, lime, and pineapple. And the one ingredient I do not get is lime. I'm not picking any out here for me.
No citrus. No,
Coconut is definitely the third flavor. I think it's there, but I think coconut and pineapple to me, it's odd to say this. They kind of go together in my mind, and the reason I say it's like a tropical drink, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So I guess I get a little coconut, but the predominant flavor is banana and pineapple for me, with coconut third and no lime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you
I'm
get?
not.
Definitely
Go
no lime. But I think lime is. It feels like in the cocktail version, lime feels more like a garnish anyway, just kind of like a little splash in there.
It's a pretty strong flavor to take over too. I feel like if you,
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, if you're tasting lime, it's going to kill everything because that's just what lime does.
Right.
It's so potent. In the actual beverage, I'm actually really surprised to say that I really like this.
the stout.
Yes, I actually think the stout is really good. Now, going back to what we talked about, like the Backyard and the Bramble, which were old Bourbon County varietals that used fruit in their stouts. I've actually always really enjoyed those. They lean more towards like the dark fruit than they do like more the tropical bright fruit. So when I said this is going to be polarizing, I think people are going to love it or hate it. Mm-hmm. I really was leaning towards it's going to taste like garbage. Mm-hmm. But I mean, kudos to them. For me, my own personal opinion, I actually think this is fantastic. I think this tastes really good.
Well, first off, kudos to Drew. This drink's pretty good.
Okay, so I haven't actually tried that.
Screw you, Matt.
Yeah,
don't worry about Drew. It's actually really good. So, when you say that, Matt, I agree, and it shocks the shit out of me. So, I think prop was a huge surprise to me.
Yeah.
I expected to hate this beer, like I just told you.
On draft or
any way I've had it. Okay. I thought prop should be awful. You don't put this kind of fruit in a stout. Like it just sounds awful.
Period. Like
it was in my top 5 that I tried at prop day, and then that was cold on draft.
Right.
And then we had it later on. Somebody brought a bottle to like share with us. Pretty much room temperature. Yeah. Just a little bit warmer than this, and I really liked it. So I mean, I think prop this year. I would not recommend going out and buying 30 bottles, but I think everybody should try it. I mean, I think it's going to be polarizing, but I enjoy it.
I'm going to have to disagree.
Okay.
I'm getting tons. Boo. I'm getting tons of pineapple and banana. And when I drink a barrel-aged stout, if I wanted that, I would drink a mixed cocktail, right?
Right.
If I wanted pineapple juice, something fruity, sunshine on the beach, I don't want that from a stout.
Right.
You don't want an 18% stout on the beach.
We've done that before, by the way. But yeah, me and Drew have done that before.
Nothing says 90
but I'm not saying that it's terrible, but when I drink a stout, I don't want to. It's like I'm eating banana pudding or banana bread, something like that.
Although banana pudding stouts does sound pretty good.
Snack pack.
I'm for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Snack
You're
pack.
actually bringing up some
make that your prop next year.
You're bringing up some pretty good ideas. Yeah.
So I think it's. I mean, for me, I think it was the most surprising beer I had there. I enjoy it too.
This cocktail is actually very refreshing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Even the banana in it that looked like vomit is delicious.
So talk about this one. So let's say it's $40 to $50. We're not sure, the prop price there. Would you buy one, Jade? I'm assuming you're going to say no.
No, I would buy one
to try.
Just to have and try and to share. But I'm not chasing this down.
Yep.
I got you. If I see it on the counter, sure, I'll pay $50, 40,
buy
50,
once.
Buy once. But I'm not going to hoard these. I'm not going to have 6 and be like, man, I'm going to take this everywhere.
I don't like this enough to put like 12 back. I don't think this is the kind of beer that people are going to be lining up for the next 4 years. But I think what they were able to do with the ingredients that they chose is actually incredibly impressive.
Agree.
The fact that it was well balanced, again, in my opinion, with the ingredients that they used, is a testament to like Goose Island and what they're known for doing. I think this is an amazing product. I think it's delicious. It's still a banana pineapple stout, which is going to be weird for some people. But I mean, if you can just kind of like push that aside for a second and just like take it holistically and just be like, is this good or bad? I think most people will be like, I don't mind this. Like for what it is, I think this is pretty good. I really enjoy this. I would buy one for 40 or 50. I'd probably buy 2, maybe 3.
I'm glad I have one left.
Yeah. I think it's really good. I don't think it's going to hold up in secondary over the long period because it is too weird, but I think it's an amazing beverage.
I think I'm the guy you referenced there. I mean, in theory, because I think this beer sounded awful. Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I have another one. And this is a perfect bottle share beer for me. Right. When I go to a bottle share, and I've been to a few in my lifetime, but one or two. So the thing that I like to do with a bottle share is like to bring a beer that it's wild. Like, oh God, I can't wait to try this one, or man, surprise somebody with it.
Just to share, stuff that other people can't get.
Yeah.
And this would fit.
Or that sound like this. That you're like, this sounds like shit, and you try, it's like, wow. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Just apologize.
Yeah.
So, what's that now? You can speak up.
Aging it like in a bottle, like how long would it?
Yeah, so good question, Drew. So on these Goose Island bottles, he was asking if you couldn't hear him, so we got a couple people here with us today. So it actually tells you on that bottle or on the box, it ages in the bottle up to so long. What's this one say? It's up top on the side.
Up to 2 years.
2 years. So I think generally their stout says 5.
Right.
So usually their adjunctive stuff says 2. So, I don't know if this is going to get better.
No.
But I think the sweetness might overtake it the longer it goes.
Are you guys getting any of the toasted coconut, or are you correlating that with the pineapple with the sweetness?
I think it blends with the pineapple.
I'm getting more pineapple banana than anything, and I know the modus operandi for this is coconut on there. No, it's fine, but the direction that they chose, I'm actually compared to like the drink that Drew made, like. It's kind of close, all things considered.
It is close.
Yeah.
It is.
But like the stout, I don't even know if I would wait 6 months because it's already so well balanced. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The next ball I go to, I'll share the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 years, I get it. But after 2 years, like with those flavors, I think they would be gone because the way they balanced it, it's already. I don't want to say subtle, but it's prominent to the degree it's just perfectly balanced. I hate using the word perfect, but they did a really good fucking job with this.
You couldn't have done this any better, I don't think.
For what they used, I don't think they could have done any better.
So I'm going to give some notes. We tried quite a few things at Prop Day. They had some like variants, some one-off kind of stuff there, and this is my top 8. So I ranked them. So number 1 for me there, which will be a surprise, is the barley wine. That barley wine on draft there, or bottle pour, was fantastic.
The one that we had
The one that we just had. That was my number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, I might have overreached with this one, was the 30th.
Okay.
I think that also tells there might not be anything crazy there. You know what I mean? Number 3 was a mystery pour. This is pretty cool. Okay. So you walked up to a barrel, and literally somebody just reached their hand through the barrel. Here's a pour. What is it? Don't know. It's a mystery pour.
So they don't even know.
I mean, they don't know. I'm sure they know.
And it would probably be good to the bottles that they did, the older ones.
Yep.
You pay $10. Maybe you can
we'll
go through
get to that one too. That was a pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wait a minute. Define reached your hand in. Did they use a thief, or did they take two hands and cut liquid up?
They
and
had this
drop
area.
it in your cup?
They had like
area. Did
6 barrels.
Yep.
They had like 6 barrels. So 3 and 3. There was a line snaking through. And they basically, you walk up. Did you have to give a token or no?
No token on this.
So you just walk up. The person behind you, behind the barrels, grabs the cup and reached. So the barrels would be here, and just reach the cup. You grab it from their hand and drink it.
So
on to the next person.
Traditional.
That feels weird. It sounds weird.
And it was not in a nondescript location.
That's
just kind of there.
It feels like the beer version of like a glory hole scenario.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, just like a hand comes down with the beer.
Unless it was a s'mores Bourbon County.
It was a s'mores Bourbon County. It was freaking great. It was number 3. It was a s'mores.
That's a glorious hole.
Like
it was.
Jason's knees were dirty and everything. He was like, "Man, the s'mores is so good." And I was like, "I bet it was."
Totally. I did
I'm not waiting in line. I was like, "I'm not waiting in line for that."
From a traditional beer festival, if you go into a traditional beer fest, you get a glass and you walk around and use that same glass. Not a Goose. They gave you these plastic, little small, mouth rinse kind of glasses. Okay. You had to use a token for each one. You had 6 tokens, but the mystery one was free. So they had different things there through the day. Yeah. We got to try the s'mores. I heard other people saying they had Neapolitan. So that was my number 3. Number 4 was the 2-year special reserve. This was the Weller barrel Jay was referencing earlier that was never released in barrels. Okay. So then Prop made my top 5. Okay. And then I'm going to skip to the bottom. The worst beer I had there was coffee. It was atrocious this year.
Why was it bad?
I don't know if it was rancid. Like it was, imagine coffee that's set in the pot for 6 days and you poured 3/4 of it, a glass 3/4 full, and then topped it off of Bourbon County. Like you couldn't have made it any worse for me. So I'm hoping that the bottle's better because it was awful.
Right. Because we're going to...
I love some coffee now. You know I do.
Yeah, and we will get that around here.
We will get that. Everything we're going to get, I don't think we'll get any barley wine, though, which is sad. But maybe not too
Where
sad.
did you all rate the Sir Isaacs and the Biscotti?
So we didn't try the biscotti, and here's why. Everybody we talked to, and I'm going to butcher this word, licorice. So it's like an anise. Is that what you say?
Anise.
Anise.
A-N-I-S-E?
Whatever.
Yeah.
That was like coming through. They said it was old school biscotti, not biscotti you've had.
Okay.
Like kind of like a true Italian. But nobody seemed to like that one. The Sir Isaac's was actually really good. If you like Fig Newtons, you'll love it.
I thought the Sir Isaac's was actually better than the 30th. I had number 2 behind the barley wine.
I could see that.
It was like something like if you go home after school or something, you grab a handful of Fig Newtons and just eat them. That's what I got.
It's
good.
See, like sometimes I'll get fig from a stout that doesn't have figs in it, but that's like dark fruit kind of aspect coming through. I feel like if you add figs to a dark stout that's already kind of fruity, that it might be too much.
The graham cracker they added to it too actually balanced it out. So how the Fig Newtons have like that crumbly on the edge. You know what I'm talking about? So that's honestly like the stout was kind of just like that. So
really?
It was very good. I would definitely recommend trying that one.
Okay.
But coffee was rough.
Interesting.
So, anyway, prop day was very fun overall. Definitely recommend it if you ever get to go. The nice part about that is, too, you get to try all those beers 2 weeks ahead of time so you can see what you want to buy on Black Friday. Unfortunately, around here, we won't get them all. There'll be a few we won't get. But I think it's worth it. I mean, $180 for the ticket. Let's call it $200 after taxes and fees.
Right.
You get the bottles, too. So, Jay, what would you think? Would you pay $200 for that experience again?
For sure. I think so. You're basically getting $150 worth of beer, give or take, and $50 for a ticket to go try and just for the experience all day long.
Yeah, I'd pay $150 for the ticket that I didn't get because I didn't go with you all because you didn't invite me.
Hey, Matt, you want to go 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, it's already done.
Let's go back in
it's
time.
already done.
Back in time.
I think I actually did ask you. You never just call me. You didn't even text me back.
Maybe. I don't ever listen to when you text me. So.
Left me on the red.
Well, I appreciate you bringing them, Sharon.
Yeah,
really good.
And shout out to our bartender over at Drew.
Yeah, the jungle cocktail was fantastic. Yeah, banana was a surprising addition. I love it.
I liked it better than the stout.
And thanks, Jay, for being our guest.